Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. As I said earlier, my name is Daniel, and in today's office hours, we are going to discuss everything application, admission, enrollment, even down to paying of fees, because we know a lot of people have like different questions and want to make sure we can answer all of them. So we typically run our office hours during admission and application season, and this is for the 1.3 cohort, which begins in June. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. So I'll just be going ahead to share my screen so that we can begin. Can we all see my screen?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So while I'm presenting, if we have any questions for me, please let us just drop all of them in the chat box so I can go over them with my colleagues to answer all of them one by one so we don't miss out on any one of them. Yeah, so welcome again to Student Admission Office Hours. This is a webinar session for people planning to join into any of our programs and even interested in knowing about more about students. So we typically run this on Fridays. We should be having another one next week Friday by 1 p.m. because we have another webinar slated for 3 p.m. Yeah, so I'll just be going right into it. Yeah, introduction. My name is Daniel Akintobi. I work with the marketing team at Student. My colleagues are currently on the call. We have Forever. Forever works with enrollment. If you have gotten your admission letter, you would be familiar with who Forever and Daniel is. So I'll just, yeah. So what is Student? I'm very sure for you to even know about this webinar, you know about Student. So we're in the business of enabling young aspiring tech talent to change their lives by providing them with an environment that develops their tech knowledge, which is design, engineering, or design. So our programs are majorly focused on tech to create tech talent that can compete globally. So currently, we have about six programs currently open for the 1.3 cohorts. We have the UI UX design program. We have mobile development, React Native. We also have front-end development and back-end development who are under the School of Software Engineering. Then we have data science and software testing. So you can also comment which of the programs are going for in the chat box. Yeah. So for application journey, I think our application journey is actually quite one of the simplest and easiest ones. So you first of all go to www.student.com, then you choose any program of your choice. You can read about the program in the course. I think we have short course curriculum for each program, so you can read about them before you apply. Then immediately you should also get your assessment in your email, then you submit your assessment and wait for an admission decision from student. When you get an admission decision, then you can go ahead with the payment of your fees. So learning. So I think for the form we shared with you earlier, we asked a lot of questions and the questions you want us to answer during this session. So we've compiled everything together to just answer them together. So the first one is on learning. So students' learning model. Uh, our learning model is project-based and also course content. It is project-based because most tech employers don't just want to hear about what you can do, they also want to see what you can do. So when you go for tech interviews, they don't just want you to say, okay, I can design, I can do this, I can do that. They also want to see the designs you've made, the codes you've pushed, the software you've tested, and stuff like that. So that is why our program is project based, so that during the program you can work on different assessment and tasks and also intertract projects, which all makes up your portfolio. Because if anyone here is familiar with tech tech applications. Most times you see submit a link to your portfolio, submit a link to your Behance, submit your link to your GitHub and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that, because most of the people that come into our program don't have prior knowledge in the various field they are looking to go into. So we want to make sure that during the program, which is about 6 to 8 months, they can garner those skills and also create a portfolio for themselves, so that immediately after the program, they are employable. So you work on portfolio worthy tasks based on real world problems, incremental weekly tasks, also intertrack projects. So intertrack projects for, so let me just go back to the chat. Temitope is going for data science. Let me just use Temitope as an example. As Temitope is going for the data science program, during an intertrack project, she's going to work with Abiodun in the UI UX design track. She's going to work with Forever in the software testing track, work with Temilayo in the mobile development track. All of you are going to come together to create a product, and that product you are going to pitch to you're going to pitch during the demo day, which is like the last stage during your program. So for intertrack projects, the student team typically peers the learners, because we run all these programs. So what we do is we unpick these learners and peer all of you into a group to work on these projects. For learning support, when you're in the program, you have access to peer-to-peer learning. So when you begin the program, we also put our learners into groups, various groups, where you can learn together and also ask questions, because we know that is actually one of the best ways of learning, asking your fellow learner question, and if you have any blockers, also sharing with them, so that you can also work on the journey together. You also have You'd also have opportunity to the community of learners as student, office hours, and faculty help desks. So as we're having our admission office hours here, the people currently in class, they also have their office hours for their different tracks. So we have data science office hours, front-end development office hours, and these office hours are majorly to answer all your questions, uh, to to answer all your questions here based on the module for that week. You also have guest sessions, weekly checking and support, student handbook. What a week looks like. So we got this question a lot. What would my learning week look like when I'm enrolled into student? So on Monday, we typically open the weekly module on the learning platform. So you can access your module for that week on the learning platform. On Tuesday, you continue learning. Then on Wednesday, you also continue learning. Then on Thursday, you all gather together for your office hours with your faculty. That is your teacher and your teaching assistant. So because you have watched the pre-recorded videos on your learning platform, you would obviously have a lot of questions, because most times you are novice, you are beginners. So this office hours is to answer all these questions in details and also help you with your tasks and your assessment for that week. Then on Friday, you submit your tasks and also get feedback on your tasks. So for every learner, if your assessment for that week was to design a landing page, by when you submit your assignment, you are meant to get a feedback on that landing page, because if you just submit and we just review without giving you feedback, you would not know where you've gotten it wrong, where you need improvement, where you can change to make things better, because it's all about experience here. So on Friday, you submit your tasks and you get feedback on your assessment. So moving on to the frequently asked questions on learning. Are classes physical or virtual? So we've gotten these questions a lot, but classes are 100% virtual, completely virtual. Even if sometimes we might have workshop, but even if we have workshops which are physical, people virtually would also be able to participate in that workshop. So whatever we have on site would also be televised for people who are not readily available, because we know there are people working full time, people in school, people in between jobs and stuff around that. So it's impossible for everyone to be available at the same time. So if we're having any event on site, it would also be televised for people that are not currently at the space. So we have a space at 16A Fola Jinodu Christians Bagada, where you have access to internet and electricity. So as a learner at student, so if you have successfully enrolled into the program, So from, I think this course is starting on the 27th of June for 1.3. So when you get enrolled into the program, you have unlimited access to our space located in Bagada, 16A Fola Jinodu Christian Bagada, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. So you can come in at any time, learn from there. You would also meet your fellow peers, people in previous cohorts, and even alumni to network and meet new people. Yeah. So another question we got a lot is, I work full time, what options do I have? If you work full time, because of the program is 100% online and it is learn at your pace but still regulated, is in the sense that when the program opens on Monday, you can decide to take your course module for that week on Tuesday. So it is still learn at your pace, but it's still regulated because we want everyone to move at the same pace. So you can work full time. We have a couple of learners who are currently working full time and are still enrolled into the program, and they are doing really well, really well. So we'll move to payment option and tuition fees. So if you have any questions on learning, you can just drop them in the chat box after the office hours for today. We'll just look at them and answer them together. So payment options and tuition fees. So can we all confirm if you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, can hear you.
Amazing. Thank you. So payment options and tuition fees. And what payment options are available and which one is suitable for me? Yeah, so the first one is the full tuition. For full tuition, you prepare your full fees before the commencement of the program. So you pay 100% of your fees before the program begins. And this is majorly suitable for people who cannot readily afford the payment at once, because every pocket is different, and most of them have sponsors or applicants who have not completed their youth service. Because as we go later on, why people who have not completed their youth service can only go for this full tuition option. Then the next is the installment payment option. For installment payments, you allowed to split your payments into 4 equal tranches. So you make your first payments before the commencement of the program. Then in subsequent months during the program, you make payments of your balance. So let's say you pay your first installment July, you pay the next one August, September, October, yeah, till you finish your payment. So that is for the installmental payment. So this is suitable for people who get monthly income, people who have medium scale business, and applicants who have also not completed their youth service. Then we have the last option, which is the heavily coveted income share option. So this is the income share agreement where you only come into the program with just your enrollment fee. So you pay just your enrollment fee to get into the program. And after the program, when you get a job, you begin to pay 15% of your gross income for over 24 months, and in some people's cases for over 12 months. So you will get what I'm saying for over 12 months later. So for income share agreement, you learn with just your enrollment fee. You have the full opportunities for everyone enrolled into the program. So we are not going to segregate because you are going for the income share agreement. You are going to have a different learning model from someone going for the full tuition agreement, or having a different learning model for someone going for the instrumental option. So everyone is all equal. At the end of the day, you are still going to make your payment. So student has created the African Techsis Scholarship. So we'll learn more about this scholarship here. So the African Techsis Scholarship is a 50% off tuition awarded to women. So we created this scholarship to increase to increase female participation in tech. If you are conversant with the tech world, you know that it is really male dominated. So we propose, because to create a solution where we found a loophole, we have to make those changes. So that is why we created this African Techsis Scholarship, to give women an opportunity to come in to the program and to also learn in details, to also learn these skills and garner these skills and use in their day-to-day life. Yeah. So life after student. So a lot of people that even call for inquiries always want to know, what is its life after system? When I become an alumni, what are the opportunities I have? Is placement guaranteed and stuff around that? So life after student. These are some of our alumni. Even the background is majorly our alumni. We have Ayowole Adenuga, who is currently a software engineer at InterSwitch. We have Chinoso Raymond, a product designer. Bumi Adewumi, a product manager at Livestock. We have Boma Josiah, a product designer at Tunga, co-founder and client. And even the UI/UX design track, you would also get to meet Boma because he's one of the tutors for UI/UX design. We also have a, a lot of other alumni. We have Eniola Aminu, who is currently a product designer at Flutterwave. We have some alumni who don't even work in Nigeria. We have people like Antonio Para, people like that. So what employers are saying about us? This is from Razak Ahmed, is the CEO of Carrywise. Going by my many interaction with applicants from the recent UI/UX role advertised by Carrywise, student is doing something right with respect to helping aspiring developers and designers build technical skills in Nigeria. Keep it up. So um, we have alumni in these different organizations: Terragon Group, Simfix, InterSwitch, Sterling, Paystack, Softcom, Flutterwave, Venture Garden, Shaw Group, Carrywise, Skinless, and so on, to be honest. Yeah. So paths to employment, from the data we have seen from our end, most of most of our alumni are currently working full time, either in person or remote. Mr. Donald, please can you please mute your. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So, part to employ, most of our alumni, they are currently working in person or remote, and we have some of them working freelance, and we have entrepreneurs, people that have gone to start their company, be founders, co-founders, CTO, CMO for various organizations, and also to even create their company. An example is Boma, who is the co-founder of Klein. So for placement as student, and because a lot of people have questions about, will I get a job? Is job guaranteed for me? Am I 100% sure I'm going to get a job after student? So we believe it is a two-way effect. We have to pull in our effort, and you also have to pull your effort. So let's talk about your role. So for the program, you have to take the program 100% serious. You have to be committed to taking the program, committed to your assessment, committed to your tasks, committed to building your portfolio, and committed to putting yourself out there, because most of the tech jobs or tech roles, they are being advertised digitally right now. Not even, I want to say digitally. Yeah, you can just see a tweet on this role is currently open, and if you go to the organization's website, you might not see that job role. So we always advise our learners to also put themselves out there, build themselves, build their portfolios, because it's a two-way effect. We do not want to won't promise our student is 100% placement. Won't tell you that when you go through student, we are going to place you into jobs, because we believe it's like a two-way effect. You do your part and we also do our part. So let's talk about our role. Uh, our learning is project based, as I said earlier. Employers don't want to just hear what you can do, they also want to see what you can do, and that is through your portfolio. So during your time as student, you'll be able to build your portfolio as a designer, as a developer, as an engineer, as a data scientist, as a software tester. You'll be able to build your portfolio and also work on a presentable project, which is the Intertrack project. So we are doing this Intertrack project so that people who come in to learn UI UX during the Intertrack project, they can see what the front-end developer needs from the design team. They can see what the back-end developer needs from the design team. They can see what the mobile developer needs from the design team. So you are working with a cross-section of other people from different tracks. That is to also build soft skills like teamwork, employability skills, because even for tech roles, they don't just end at technical interviews nowadays. They go as far as culture interviews. You must be a culture fit for an organization for them to take you in this day and age. Yeah, we also run the demo day. So I mentioned the Intertrack project earlier. After you're done with your project, you pitch your project to employers. So our demo day is a closed event for majorly employers. So employers come in and it is 100% virtual also. They come into the call, you pitch the product you've worked on from the design phase to the from the product user research phase to even the deployment. All those stages, you pitch it to them, and most of our employers have a lot of questions, so they ask you a lot of questions on this. I've had cases of employers poaching talent from this demo day, or even poaching an entire team to work on a project. You also have access to alumni network. So we have trained over 500 plus individuals. So when you come into our program and you become an alumni, you also have access to this pool of network. So most times we also have job postings that are directed at students. So these are not open job postings. So these are postings that only people within the student community can know of. So we also have postings like that. And as an alumni and student, you would surely be the first person to know about this. So key numbers, we've enrolled over 500 plus people. The last enrollment is the 1.2 cohort who are currently in session. They began 28th of March. We've placed 70% of our learners got a job within 90 days of graduation, and over an average salary of 150,000. Yeah, so that is our key numbers. So it is question time. So if we have any questions, my colleague Forever is also on the call. She handles enrollment at student. We'll be really excited to take all your questions. Omolola, apologies, I'm just seeing this. Yeah, so if you have any questions, we can just put it in the chat box so we can answer all of them together. I'm pretty sure I've covered most of the questions we asked in the form. Yeah, but if you have any questions, please, you can put it in the chat box. Forever, do you have anything for our prospective learners? Okay, yeah, Forever, you can go first before we start taking questions.
Okay, so I don't have anything to add. I just want to say thank you everyone for joining in. I'm already seeing questions coming in. So Daniel, do you mind if I pick some?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Forever.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Okay, so let's start with Damola. Thank you for the question. She says about the income sharing payments, will the scholarship apply? Yes, definitely. So the scholarship is available to all the payment options that Daniel has already explained: the full tuition, the instrumental payment option, and the income sharing agreement. So with the scholarship, please let's mute our mics. Thank you. So for the scholarship, you're going to be paying 50% of the normal tuition fee. So for the full tuition, you're going to be paying 270,000 naira instead of 540,000 naira. For the instrumental, you should be paying 292,000 naira instead of 584,000 naira. And then for the income sharing agreement, you're going to pay 43,000 naira enrollment fee, and then you start paying back 15% of your salary for 12 months instead of 24 months. So yes, I hope that answers your question, Damola. Then Olaiwola says, when does the next cohort start? So the next cohort will begin in June. It will start very soon in June. Yes. So
Sorry, Forever. I think just one. I think I'll just give them the date. So it's starting on the 27th of June.
27th, yes.
Yes. So if you have not applied yet, you can just run to our page www.student.com to begin your application. Forever, over to you.
Thank you, Daniel. So Ezekiel says, Olaiwola, I hope that answered your question. I know Damola, I hope I answered your question well. Therefore, Ezekiel says is scholarship for girls only. So it is focused on women majorly, but then we can make an exception for men that do very well in their assessment, because after you apply, we're expected to take your assessment. Then if the men perform very well in their assessment, we can consider picking you for the scholarship. So I hope that answers your question, Ezekiel. Yes, then for Ibrahim Oladeji, he says you didn't mention the price for each training and duration for data science. So for each of the courses have the same price. The same payment options is the same for all the courses. The payment options are the same for all the courses. And then duration for the data science. So the duration is the same thing for all the courses as well, 6 to 8 months. So I hope that answers your question, Ibrahim. Then for Ifeanyi Okeke, he asks, when is the cohort 1.3 program start? Okay, I already mentioned that 27th of June, we can take note of that. Then for Omolola Sani, thank you for the presentation, Daniel. I'd like to know what the enrollment fee and the full tuition. Okay, so I think Daniel already covered this, but I'll just take it again. Maybe you came in late. So Daniel already talked about the payment options. So we have 3 payment options. We have the full tuition where you pay everything at once. You pay that at a go, you pay that upfront before the start of classes. So that is 540,000 naira without scholarship. And then the second payment option is the instrumental payment option where you pay 4 times. You're going to be paying 146,000 naira 4 times. That should add up to 584,000 naira. So you're going to be paying for the first 4 months of the program. So 146,000 naira for each month. That's 4 months. And then the last payment option is the income sharing agreement where you pay 86,000 naira enrollment fee. You'll be paying that before the start of classes. And then after you get a job, you start paying us back 15% of your salary for 24 months. So I hope that answers your question, Omolola. Then
Yes,
Temi,
24 months for everyone, but I think for Malala, because she's a woman, she will be paying
okay,
for 12 months. Yeah, because
right,
you qualify for the African Techsis scholarship.
right, right. Thank you, Daniel. So for Temi Chokwe Bamidele, hi, when will I get feedback after my assessment? So once you submit your assessment, you're expected to get a response. Within 2 to 3 days. So Temtoba, if you haven't gotten a response, apologies for that. We will look into this. Maybe you can just drop your email address and the course you applied for, they will look out for your name. Thank you very much and apologies for the delay. Then Oluwaseun says when it starts, what time and days of the week will classes hold. So I think Daniel has also covered this, but I'll take it again. So the learning is going to be self-paced. Once a week, there's what we call office hours where you meet with your tutor to ask questions and he would be glad to provide answers to them. So majorly, you're going to be
Okay, forever, I think your
it's going to be
network.
flexible, definitely have deadlines. Oh wow. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, so I will answer Rashion's question again. Yes, so I said that the learning is going to be flexible. It's something that you can do in your own time, even though you're going to definitely have deadlines. So once a week, there's what we call office hours, where you meet your tutor to ask questions, and your tutor will definitely be glad to give you answers to your questions. So I hope that answers your question, Oluwaseun. Then Trooks, you said you really can't hear anything. I hope you can now. I hope everybody can hear me as well. You can just let me know in the chat box. Then Lawrence, Lawrence says, about the income sharing payment method, do you mean someone with NYSC can't make use of this? Yes. So if you don't have your NYSC certificate, you cannot go for that payment option because of employment issues. So I hope that answers your question, Lawrence. Then for Joyce, what is the training duration for UI UX? So I already answered this question. So all the courses have the same tuition fee, and all the courses have the same duration. So it's for 6 to 8 months. The training is going to be for 6 to 8 months. Yes. Then Charles, okay, Carol. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. He says, when is the payment deadline for cohort 1.3? So you're expected to make payments before the start of classes. Once you get your admission offer, you're expected to make payment before classes begin. Yes. Is there any scholarship for men? So like that's Temitope asked if there's any scholarship for men. So like I mentioned before, the African Techsis scholarship is focused on women, but then if a man applies for any course and takes the assessment and performs extremely well, we will consider giving you the scholarship. But let's take note of the fact that the scholarship is majorly for women. It is female based, this is female focused rather. Yes, because we're trying to contribute to the increase of women in tech, because it is the tech industry is male dominated, and it's something that everybody knows. So we're trying to encourage more women to get into the tech industry. Yes. So
However,
Lawrence.
I can take a few questions also.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you everyone.
So Lawrence asked about the income sharing payment method. I think you asked that twice because Forever already answered that. So what is the price and how long is the training? So for each program, it is the same price, and the program typically runs from 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months because you want to make sure you have finished your learning weeks and also your project weeks. Your project weeks is where you work on an intertrack project. Uh, do you give job opportunities for Silicon Valley companies like Turing and Van Ack? Like I said earlier, at CTEM, we won't promise you 100% placement, but what we'll do is always make efforts. So if there are job openings in these organizations and we're aware of it, you'll be the first to know. So we'll shoot it out to you to also apply. What is the timetable like? So the timetable for each different track is different, but the class model is the same. So on Monday, your module opens on your learning platform, the pre-recorded video. Then you're meant to take that from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then on Thursday, you all gather together for an office hour like this. So office hours as student is where we answer questions and also solve blockers. So for your office hours, you have opportunity of meeting your tutors and your teaching assistant, ask them questions on the module you learned for that week, and they also help you with your assessment, guide you in your assessment, don't let me say guide in your assessment, and also give you more learning and also, yeah, expatiate of what you've learned that week. Aside from office days, are we allowed to come in physically more than once a week? Yes, you're allowed to come in physically more than once a week. So far, it is between Mondays to Fridays, 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. And mostly, yeah, you're allowed to come in more than once a week. The gate is not open for you for only one day. While filling the application form, I saw the question if I have children. I have a child who is in class and won't disturb my classes. Are women and mothers exempted, or does having a child probably means I'll not be? No, no, Omolola. So that question is actually to also help you more. So it is mothers are not exempted from the training. So we ask that question to also create support for mothers. So the African scholarship is focused majorly on women and single mothers and also married women with children. So that question is just to know if you have a child or not and how we can provide support. So the question was not to at any point discriminate against you. 100%. It was not meant in that light. So it is actually to create more support for you, because we know yeah, that is what it's for. I work 9 to 5, so I can only squeeze out time from 10 p.m. From your frequently asked question, it is said that learners must complete at least 95% attendance of live session. Yes, so even the live sessions are also recorded, but because we want you to not only be in class watching pre-recorded videos, we also want you to learn and also be engaged in the course curriculum. So that is why we typically say 95% attendance. So yeah, what platform are we using for learning? So when you get enrolled into the program, we'll introduce you to our learning platform, which is students learning platform. For the income training, we will be paying 15% of what amount specifically? So you'll be paying 15% of your gross income. So my gross income can be 200,000, your gross income can be 300,000, another person's gross income can be 1 million. So whatever your gross income is, that's what you are going to be paying. So it is not one size fits all, just the percentage is the same. Uh, this looks impossible for me. Francis Choma, I'm very sure it is not impossible for you, but I'll be excited to guide you through the process. We'll also be dropping out our inquiry line. So if you have more questions or if you want to clarify more things, you can reach out to us personally. But I'm 100% sure it is not impossible for you. You can do it. We've had cases. I'm very sure we've had different type of cases in our currently enrolled in our program, and they are doing well. So it is not impossible for you. I think the first type of motivation is self-motivation. So if you believe it's possible, it is 100% possible. But you can reach out to us personally so we can take it off from there with you. Tim Tokwe, thank you for sharing your email. Our enrollment team will reach out to you. How do I upload my motivation video? I saw it after applying before taking the assessment, but I don't know how to go about it. Thank you, Molola. So if you go back to the application, to the assessment link, we have actually updated it, and you don't need to upload a motivation video, but instead you are just meant to submit an essay of no more than 150 words. So you can just go back there to fill it. Ini Michelle, whilst filling the application form, I saw the question if I have children. I have a child. Okay, I've answered this question already. Thank you. So the question is not meant to discriminate against women with children at any point or at any time. We ourselves, we have learners who are currently pregnant or who have children. So this is just to create more support for you, because we know you might be needing it. So we did not ask the question to discriminate against you again. Thank you. Abiodun, I'm here to receive a response for admission. I have completed an assessment. Apologies for that, Abiodun. You can shoot us a mail at admissions@student.com. But if you submitted your assessment within yesterday and today, you can give us 2 to 3 working days and we'll get back to you for your assessment update, admission update. Omolola, if after the application I think I should go for a different program, how can I go? How can I change my learning path? Also, is it possible to have an idea of what to expect, especially for someone who is new to tech? So it is possible to change your learning path, not during the program, but before the program begins. So you would be able to retake the assessment for the program you want to change to. And for learning path, so for first week in June, we'll be having various departments, the admissions team, learning team, account team, and also placement team coming in to tell us details about these various programs and different things and what to expect. I think what I just did today is just to run through everything, but they are going to give us more details and answer all your questions for that. Hope this session is recorded. Absolutely, Farouk. It is. Sorry, I just joined in. Can you explain the income sharing option? I saw it in my application. I need clarification. Also, is there a chance for a novice in this scholarship scheme, as I took this leave for a career change? Yes, in me, Michelle Abel. For the income share agreement, I think you're a woman, so I'll just explain for women. So you qualify for the African Techsis scholarship, and for the income share agreement, what you do is you learn with just your enrollment fee, and after the program, you begin to pay 15% of your gross income for just 12 months after you get a job after the program. So that is how it is. And for a novice getting a scholarship, absolutely, yeah, woman. So because yeah, the major focus of this scholarship is to bring in more women into tech, and because they have not been given this advantage. So because we already know you're a novice, that is how we're also creating this opportunity for you to come in, learn, and also through us probably impact more women to come into tech. Currently serving as a youth corper, and the income share agreement looks plausible for me. Does that mean I would have to wait till I'm discharged? Okay, Olaiwola Olabode. So you can shoot us an email with this admissions@student.com and would reach out to you. Yeah. Charles, if I got admission during a previous cohort but I haven't completed my NYC, what is the best option going forward with the income share agreement? Charles, also it would be nice if you can reach out to us, admissions@stipend.com, because these are peculiar cases, so we can just tackle it one-on-one. Yes, the session is being recorded and we'll share it with you all. Thank you very much, Omolola and Farouk. Do we have any more questions for us? Our placement lead, Oluwaseyi, placement and operations lead, Oluwaseyi is also on the call. Oluwaseyi, do you have anything, any word of motivation for our prospective learners?
Thank you, Daniel, and forever. Good afternoon, everyone. Apologies, I joined a little late, but I think I'm happy that we're all here today. I hope that this session has been insightful for everyone. I did not prepare any speech ahead of this session, but yeah, please, we can continue the conversation. On our various social media platforms, and you can also shoot us an email. We'll be happy to assist, and we look forward to having you in our next cohort. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Oluwaseyi. Thank you very much for that. For our social media handles, we are currently on Instagram at Stu10HQ. We'll be dropping that in the chat box. Instagram at Stu10HQ. We're also on Twitter, Stu10. We're on LinkedIn, Stu10. You can reach out to us via DM at any time, and we'll be excited to answer your questions, or also shoot us an email at admissions@stu10.com. Yeah, our phone number has also been dropped by Forever. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'll just answer the last set of questions. Please kindly, yes, we'll share the link to the video. If I'm already feeling home, yes, you should feel at home. So as Stu10, we believe in the power of community and how community can change lives. So we take everyone as a family. So feel at home. Yeah, feel at home. Our eyes are wide open. What I mean is, I don't. Okay, sorry, Omolola. What I mean is, I don't. That can we have an idea of what to expect from the different learning paths so we can choose the ones we think we can do or have interest in? Yes, we can. I think from our website also, you can have an idea of the various programs and what they entail. But first week in June, we'll be having a week rundown of admission office hours. So on Monday, we'll focus on general admission inquiries. On Tuesday, we'll focus on tuition and payment option. On Wednesday, we would have our open day where you can come in physically to our space to ask us questions. On Thursday and Friday, we would have the learning team and the placement team speaking to us on the learning model, various curriculum, and life after student. So we are also going to have that in our subsequent office hours. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. We'll also be meeting next week by 1 p.m. We'll be meeting Friday next week, 27th of May by 1 p.m., coming together to also answer some of our questions, because I think at that point, some of us would have gotten our admission letters and would have some questions. But you can reach out to us, Forever and Daniel, or reach out to us on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. We really, really, really appreciate your time, really appreciate your effort, and we want to tell you that you are not alone on this journey. A lot of people are novice, beginners, and we are here to hold your hand and to also help you at every step of the journey. So you are not alone. Feel free to reach out to us if you feel it is impossible. I am here to tell you that it is very, very possible. We've heard stories of different people changing their career trajectory, and tech is ever increasing. Like I like to tell everyone that's been on a call, inquiry phone call with me has probably heard tech is the new oil. So a lot of people are moving into tech. So it is important for you to get there as an early adopter and own your space and garner your skills in tech. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. Forever, do you have any last words for uh, our prospective learners?
Thank you, Daniel. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing Daniel said. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. We really cannot wait to have you on board. We really cannot wait. So I look forward to that. Everyone at 210 also looks forward to that. Thank you, everyone, again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to take the screenshot of the phone numbers in the chat section, you can just take that now and also screenshot of the email. Omalala, did this